Hey everybody, welcome back to Family Meal. This is Chef Alan and...
This is Chef Ella.
Hello, Chef Ella. First of all, thank you so much for subscribing to our first video, for our likes, our comments on grilled steak and veg. Today we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be doing some really cool stuff, and we can't wait to show you some cool things. So let's go.
Woo!
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Day after St. Patrick's Day, corned beef hash. How can we beat that? Some simple ingredients right here that we have. Onion, leftover corned beef. We're gonna do a sweet potato and some thyme, salt and pepper, cast iron skillet. It is going to be fantastic.
Fantastic.
Let's go.
Woo!
All right, corned beef hash. One of my all-time favorite things to have, but then one of my most disappointing things to see when it comes from a restaurant, a cafe, a diner, when it kind of looks like minced up dog food. So we are going to eliminate that. We are going to bust out some really cool things, all 4 simple ingredients. And yeah, let's go. So we're gonna start with our onion that we have right here, all right? And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna julienne the onion as opposed to dicing the onion. If you take your knife and cut the heart out right here, the root, right? This will help separate the onion, okay? And instead of doing dices, we're gonna do long cuts, okay? We're gonna cut it down here. And by doing this, I think we're creating more texture, okay? Look how the onion falls apart nice, all right? We're gonna put that aside, okay? Next, we're gonna move on to sweet potato, okay? I kind of trimmed it down, took off the wonky kind of bruised parts, okay? And we're not gonna dice that either. We're actually gonna put that on the box grater, the largest grade. We're gonna grade this down. Okay, what we're looking for are these nice strands that we see here. See that? That's gonna cook faster, it's gonna caramelize quicker, and it's gonna give us a greater mouthfeel for our hash. All right? Next, we're going to step up to our corned beef, our leftover corned beef. Again, I'm not really looking to even cut it. I just want to kind of pull it apart, right? I want it to look kind of natural, you know? I don't want it to look so processed that you will see at, restaurants that offer corned beef hash. All right, so these are our steps that we're gonna follow. And next we're gonna start cooking. We're going to add some fresh thyme, salt and pepper. We're gonna start with the onions first. Let them start caramelizing down in our cast iron skillet. We're gonna add our sweet potato. Then we're gonna fold in our corned beef. Mix it up, salt, pepper, fresh thyme. Done on top with a poached egg. Oh yeah. All right, everybody. So we got everything already mise en placed out, prepared to cook. We got our shredded sweet potato here. We have our julienne onion. We have our pulled corned beef. We have some pulled fresh thyme, salt, pepper, butter, and a little bit of grapeseed oil. Okay, so we're gonna hit that with the pan a little bit right there. We're using a cast iron skillet. I love using a cast iron skillet. It distributes the heat better. You could go from the oven to the stove top to the grill. Okay, we're gonna caramelize these onions down. While we have that going, we have our water getting ready for egg poaching. You always want to add about a tablespoon of vinegar. I like to use white wine vinegar for my eggs. Kind of helps them hold together. And we're going to create a vortex. It means we're going to actually take the water and stir it in a circular motion so the egg comes together naturally. Okay? So we're going to cook all this together, and we'll be back in a minute. All right, everybody, so we're starting to get a nice sweat on our onions, translucent, almost have that glossy look on it. We're gonna add some of our favorite seasoning, kosher salt. Again, we wanna use a unrefined salt. A thicker salt helps break it down and dissolve faster. A little coarse ground black pepper. We have our thyme we're gonna throw in here. We're gonna put a nice little knob of butter just to add that fat to help it caramelize up. All right, this is absolutely looking gorgeous. We're now gonna add our sweet potato in. Okay, we're just gonna spread it around like this, nice and even. Okay, we're not putting our corned beef in just yet. That's gonna be our final addition. Plus, we also want all that fat we left on the corned beef to kind of melt down in there, really add some extra flavor. And if you want a really, really crisp corned beef, keep that the heat up really high. That'll help caramelize everything up and really give us a great experience. All right, everybody, poaching the egg. So many people get very intimidated by poaching an egg. It's really not that hard, okay? Just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of confidence, and we should be okay. We have our water going. We don't want it to have a hard boil. See how it's just got a bare little simmer on there? That's perfect, okay? Now, instead of dropping the egg in, all right, why don't we drop it into a bowl first, okay? Now we're gonna get that that vortex going that I talked about. See how we're stirring the water like that? And then we're just gonna pour the egg in. Now look at that egg. See how it's turning in the water immediately? Bella, you can zoom in on that egg. See how it's almost creating that egg-like, that oval look, what we're looking for. All right, we're gonna keep that water going, all right? We're gonna let this go for about maybe 4 or 5 minutes tops. Right? The fresher the egg, the better it's gonna be, okay? While that's going, look at that beautiful hash going. The shredded carrot. That's not carrot, that's sweet potato. Julienne onion, great color. We're now gonna fold our corned beef into it. Give that a nice mix. Get a nice caramel. It smells so good in here. Oh my gosh. I know this is gonna wake the wife up. Now we're gonna turn that heat down just a little bit off the high heat. Okay? And we're gonna let that do its thing. Okay? Now, if you wanna come over here, that egg is looking great. Okay, we're gonna keep stirring that water just a little bit. And don't be afraid to put 1, 2, or 3 eggs in there at a time. But this is what I just want to give you the basic fundamentals of how we can poach this egg. But yeah, we're almost ready to plate this food. This is gonna be so good. All right, everybody, I'm now removing the egg. You can see, nice uniform, soft to the touch. That should be a really nice oaky, yolky, jammy center there. That's gonna be fantastic. We have our hash here. Let's just give it a little taste, see where we're at. I think we're sitting there. We're gonna plate this up, present it to you, and oh man, it's gonna be awesome. All right, here's the moment of truth. We got a little garnish on here. We made the plate look kind of bougie, right? Little restaurant quality like we talked about. We have our hash. We have some fresh cracked pepper on here. We took a little bit of the thyme that we used. We're gonna cut that bad boy open. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful, right there. That's what we're talking about. All right, now we're gonna do a little tasting. All right, everybody, the moment of truth here, tasting. So let's go over what we have here again. We did some julienne onions. We shredded the sweet potato on the box grater. We just pulled apart the corned beef, added a beautiful poached egg on there with that really nice runny yolk. Let's give it a shot, Ella. Tell you what, the yolk actually creates the sauce. The potato, nice and sweet, matches up with the fattiness of the corned beef. The onions, the fresh thyme, you could taste that. You could taste the pepper. This is fantastic, really is. And just remember, a hash doesn't have to be corned beef. It could be chicken, it could be steak, it could be whatever your mind imagines to try, okay? So again, thank you so much for joining us here on Family Meal. What do you think, Chef Ella?
It's really good. You did a really good job.
I did? Thanks, I think you did a great job too.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great day and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. To our 75, 78 subscribers. Everybody's left over from Thanksgiving. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Did I start too soon? Oh.